All right. Excited to go live. Excited for another episode of 21st Century Sponsoring. Have some really, really cool topics to talk about today. I'm going to talk about how to profit from webinars. So as you jump on, guys, let me know. Drop a comment. Let me know if you're on here and who's with me. And we're going to be chatting about making more sales on webinars. And really, probably the turning point in my business came when I started leveraging webinars, when I started learning not only how to create the presentation, how to move people on the presentation to buy, but really how to promote, how to get people onto webinars. There really is no better sales medium online. Okay, if you're looking to, if you're looking to create, a bunch of sales at once, to put a bunch of eyeballs onto a presentation at once, there really is no better way. And I'm going to let me see if I can make an adjustment here. If I flip this over, if it will flip, will that work? Guys, if you're just jumping on with us, come say hello, right? All right, let me see if is that better there? All right, I think that's better. I think we got the cameras in the same place here. So today's topic is profiting with webinars. Now, I've got a special gift for those people who are on today. If you are on today, I have not only an incredible webinar template. You may or may not have seen this template out and about. I've got an amazing webinar template. It's a 27-page fill-in-the-blank template, basically. Walks you through kind of all the major slides in a sales webinar, tells you what should go where, what you should be doing with these slides to help convert more sales. Now, I'm curious who would like that template for free. Be sure to let me know. I'm going to tell you how you can get it. And what I'm going to do with this template is I'm going to cut a video and walk you through the template personally. Okay, so I'm going to go over this template with an explanation video, and I'm going to give those both to anyone who's on here that likes, comments, and shares this live stream. Now, my assistant, Leah, will reach out to those who like, comment, and share. If you don't hear from her, for some reason you fall through the cracks, just shoot a quick email to support@justiceegan.com if you've done those things, and we will get you that template and that review video. I'm literally gonna take this whole template, walk you through step by step by step. I'm telling you right now, if you can learn how to craft a great webinar presentation, you're in really, really great shape. So let me just go down here and see what's going on. All right. So how to do your first webinar, guys. If you want to profit with webinars, obviously the first step is doing your first webinar. So how do you step up, do your first webinar, and what do you do it on? Well, the reality is everybody on here has value to give. Anybody who's watching this has value to give. You got to remember your goal is to teach you. Yesterday, if you followed me, you've heard me say that before. And for most people, getting out and doing their first webinar is really about doing it. It's about getting over that little voice in their head that says, hey, who would want to listen to me? What if no one shows up? Why would people want to, learn this from me? I'm not like, the overall expert on this. And, got to make it less about you, more about the marketplace, and understand that there's a lot of people that really want to know what it is that you know. They really want to hear what you have to say. They really wish they had, again, you yesterday, right? They wish they had the knowledge you have. So even if you've just been on a few webinars or a few training calls, you could very easily take the information that you've learned, turn around, put a simple presentation together that's very story-driven, and get out there and do it. And, what I think is really important is that you make the commitment to do so, and you create a void, so to speak, right? You create a void and then fill it. And by that, I mean, get out your calendar, put a date on the calendar, and, and get moving, right? Commit to something, get people registered, and, then you're really locked into getting out there and doing a webinar. As for platforms, I mean, there's plenty of stuff out there. You got GoToWebinar, there's some free platforms out there. You can Google and find a good platform to be on, but understand that this is the best communication medium online. It's the best sales medium online. And when you look around at the people who have what you want, are they doing the presenting? Are they in the front of the room? Are they the ones doing the webinars? They are. And for some reason, I see so many people, they tell me all these things they want, right? And yet what they're willing to do just doesn't match up with that. And I'm telling you, webinars are really the best way to sell, to recruit online. And I don't care where you're at in your business, you could be doing them right now, okay? The key is to figure out something that you know that you wish you knew then, right? That somebody who was in your shoes a week ago, a month ago would love to know, right? Something new that you've learned. Putting together a basic presentation of some sort, or just some talking points, right? Understanding that you know you're going to share stories in there that help people relate to what you're teaching. And then you got to get out there, pick a date on the calendar, and just go for it. I'm telling you right now, my first webinars had 0 people on them. Okay, but the people that had the results I wanted were doing webinars, so I got out there. I said, I've got to do webinars. I've got to go out there, put myself in the marketplace, and so I just did it. And what a big breakthrough moment, right? And understand that even in the coaching programs we've done, all the challenges that my buddy Adam and I have done, the biggest breakthrough moment, the biggest aha, the biggest like I'm getting off the shackles and I'm just going to run to results in my business is when people step up and do their first webinar. So highly recommend that you do that. And if you want to get your hands on my template, right, if you want to get your hands on my template with an explanation video, literally a fill in the blank template that's going to have you like creating really strong, high converting webinar presentations, then all you've got to do is like, comment, and give this video a share. We will reach out to you and get you that information, okay? I will get that stuff for you. Now, for those of you who are on here that want to learn how to get more people on their webinars, all right? Go to justiceegan.com/live. What you will see up there is an upcoming webinar that I'm doing tomorrow night. That is going to be on how to get total strangers, perfect strangers from anywhere, excitedly showing up to your online business presentation. Whether you're promoting product, service, opportunity, does not matter. This webinar is going to teach you how to get people on there. So now, on the topic of profiting with webinars, a lot of people, when it comes to webinars, kind of wonder, especially when they're getting started, should you be out there doing just free webinars, right? We hear the word value, value, value all the time. Should you be out there doing just free webinars, or should you be doing paid webinars, right? Or webinars where you're selling on the end of them? And the answer really is don't be afraid, right? Don't be afraid to sell. If you really believe in what you have, if you truly believe that your product, service, opportunity helps somebody, then you actually owe it to them. It's actually your duty to give them an opportunity to take the next step with you, to give them an opportunity to go farther with you on that webinar. Now, don't also be afraid to go out there if you want to get your feet wet. Go out there and do webinars where you're giving away value for free. It's not the end of the world, right? And we'll talk about repurposing webinars in just a few minutes. But it really, if you just go out there and you're doing free webinars, don't feel like everybody says, well, what are you selling? You got to go for this. Yes, there's nothing wrong with selling, and feel free to go out there and try and convert sales on your webinars. But man, it is just so important sometimes that people get up and get moving and put themselves out in the marketplace, and great things are going to happen. So, don't see like the idea that every time you do a webinar, you have to create this masterful, sales pitch, right? But no matter what, at the end, you always want to bridge them into your world. What can they do to get more from you? If somebody sticks around with you to the end of a webinar, then they're really digging what you're saying. They really like the information you're bringing to the marketplace. So why wouldn't you, give them an opportunity to go farther? Why wouldn't you let them take the next step? Why wouldn't you give them a call to action that says, hey, you can buy this, or you can email me here, or you can connect with me here? So, just see these webinars as an opportunity to serve the marketplace. See these webinars as an opportunity to get out there and position yourself as the authority, right? Really, 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 really big stuff. Another cool part about this, and feel free to ask any questions, guys. Again, if you want to learn more about doing webinars, our topic for today, go up to justiceegan.com/live. That's also got all the archives of the previous episodes here of 21st Century Sponsoring Live. You can watch old archives. You can submit questions that you'd like answered on here. You can register for live upcoming events, which I'm talking about how to get people attending your online presentations. Okay, I'm going to be talking about that tomorrow night at 9. You can find the link up there. And I mean, I just want you to think about that for a second. What if you could have 10, 40, 50, 100, or even 500 to 1,000 plus people show up and you could put them on a presentation all at once? I mean, what would that do for your business? How many sales could you make in a given night? You know, here's the numbers are really like, you know, roughly 30% would probably be an average of attendance. So if you have 100 registrants, you're going to look at about a 30 people attendance. And then the low end like closing ratio would probably be about 10%. So imagine, you know, if you have 100 registrants, right? 30 attendees, minimum of 3 sales of whatever you have. And if you could just kind of replicate that over and over and over again at, you know, within a cost structure that makes sense where you're profitable each time, right? You wonder why I do webinars almost every week, if not more sometimes. And that's the reason why. And then you talk about repurposing, right? Taking the recording of that webinar, getting it out there to make more sales or to give more value or to build a better relationship, get more viewers, subscribers, whatever the intentions are. It's such a powerful medium, guys. And lastly, I mean, what you can do with webinars when they're done is you take them and you repurpose them. So I want you to think about this. I want you to think about the fact, let's say you're hypothetically in health and wellness, and you want to do a webinar on 7 ways to lose weight fast without, you know, starving yourself or spending hours in the gym. And you do this long webinar about nutrition, about losing weight, and at the end, you've got a little bit of a challenge you're doing where people can lose weight fast. And to be part of that challenge, they have to buy, you know, a month's supply of your product from you. Would you make sales to people that had stuck to the end of that webinar? You absolutely would. You absolutely would. And then one day when you have that best webinar, when you have something that works really well for you, what do you do with it? Well, you take that video and you repurpose it. You put it behind a capture page. Now you have a lead magnet that leads into a pitch for your product. I mean, I can tell people all day long that if they're serious about results, if they're serious about taking their business to the next level, that they should go do a webinar. And only a handful of people will put themselves out there and do it. And I would love for those who watch this video to say, you know what? I'm getting out the calendar. I'm putting a date on a calendar. I'm creating that void, right? Like I'm going to get some people registered. So I'm committed. And then I'm going to figure out how to do it from there, right? And that's what you got to do. I mean, that's how people move their business forward quickly. You know, we just implement, like if an idea, I'm going to do it. Okay, other people are committed. They're in. I've got to do it. Now I've just got to figure it out. And you watch how fast you figure out how to, you know, work the webinar platform, what you're going to say, how to do a PowerPoint or, you know, get your talking points together or whatever it is. Get the calendar out, go create, put a date on that calendar and go out there and crush it using webinars. So guys, that's basically what I have. I don't see a lot of questions, kind of a quiet bunch today, small group today. So I'm going to, move along here and get back to preparing for tomorrow night's webinar presentation. Guys, submit your questions up here, justiceegan.com/live. Okay, and you can get registered if you want to learn how to put people on your webinar. That's going to be the topic, okay? That's going to be tomorrow night at 9. We're going to talk about how to get the perfect prospects excitedly showing up to view your webinar presentations, all right? So go on up. You can get registered for that. Guys, I will be talking to you very, very soon.